Good morning, everyone. I can't find the singing bowl. Did anyone borrow the singing bowl? All right. Ding! Okay. Good morning. And welcome. My name is Jan Simon, and I will be your worship associate this morning here at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Venice, known also as UCOV. We strive to be a beacon of liberal religion for Florida's Suncoast. Everyone is welcome here. There are no requirements for what you believe, who you love, or what you look like. We celebrate our diversity. If you'd like to know more about this community, check out the calendar on our website at ucov.org. Lots is happening right now. You can also find us on Facebook. Welcome also to those joining us online. If you are visiting for the first time, we would love to meet you. Just raise your hand and someone will bring you a microphone so you can tell us where you're from. No visitors? New visitors? No one who's just come back from the frozen north to the frozen south? Yeah.
Who was it?
Hi, sorry. My name is Anthony. I'm just visiting my dad, Tom. So he's invited me down today, so I'm quite pleased to be here. Thank you.
Good to meet you. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Lisa will now play the prelude. We kindle a flame we trust will lead us forward as we travel in unknown lands, where the question, "Shall I ever get there?" resounds, a clear, pure note in every silence.
I want to start off with a piece called Summons
by Gordon McKeeman. We summon ourselves from the demands and delights of the daily round, from the dirty dishes and the unwaxed floors, from the cold ice and snow shoveling, from all incompletedness and not yet startedness, from the unholy and the unresolved. We summon ourselves to attend to our vision of peace and justice, of cleanliness and health, of delight and devotion, of the lovely and the holy, of who we are and what we can do. We summon the power of tradition and the exhilaration of newness, the wisdom of the ages and the knowing of the very young. We summon beauty and eloquence, poetry and music to be the bearers of our dreams. We would open our eyes, our ears, our minds, our hearts to the amplest of life. We rejoice in manifold promises and possibilities. What a lovely piece for the ending of the year. We rejoice in manifold promises and possibilities. And we're here today to explore those promises and possibilities together as we enter a new year together. So please take just a minute to say hi and introduce yourself to the people around you this morning.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Julie.
All right, let's come back together. Our gathering hymn this morning is one we don't do very often. It's number 295, Sing Out Praises for the Journey. So please rise in body or spirit as you are willing and join in singing number 295 as well as we're able. This is the time in our service where we do our children's chapel, which is where we tell the children what the adults are going to be learning about later in the service. And today we're talking about the new year as a time where no matter what's happened in the previous year, it's done, it's over, and there's all kinds of possible things to happen in the next year. I heard somebody the other day refer to the years from 2020 forward as a dumpster fire. And I do not disagree about some of that. But we're going to be talking about the fact that even if it was the baddest of the bad, every new year gives us a chance to start over better, to learn more, to try again, and to not get all burnt up in that dumpster fire no matter how bad it was. At least it's done and we can start again clean. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. And we are going to sing the kids out with the words of the Reed benediction. We're keeping them today. Our salute today is to the UCOV campus, so may I have our saluters up here.
I have notes because I've been told, keep it brief. And if I had lived, that will not happen. We're pleased to have the opportunity today to share with you briefly the good news about the campus, and more specifically the groups that comprise it. My name is Bill Downing, and I've had the opportunity and pleasure to be part of the campus team for many years. And it's been a great joy, and it continues to be a joy most of the time to be part of that. And presenting today with me is...
Hi, I'm Donna Jewett, and I actually have been, I think, part of this whole Green Sanctuary for 5 years or so. Somehow I became a little leader, but I'm obviously have a wonderful team here, so thank you.
The campus team is almost as old as the congregation itself, which was created some 25 years ago, as you know, in 1998. Within a brief 5 years, after establishing itself, the congregation bought some land, bought some buildings, built a sanctuary, and created a campus. Of course, the land, the building, and the campus needed maintaining, cultivating, and nurturing. The congregation had very little money to do this, but it had volunteers. Volunteers with various skills, talents, and energies, but bounded by a strong commitment to the success of the congregation and the appearance and utility of the campus. These early volunteers were amazing. They trenched water lines for the irrigation system and installed it. They dug ditches for power lines and installed lighting parking lights. They planted shrubbery. They placed trees around the campus. They did a lot of stuff in those early years. Subsequently, the other volunteers were equally amazing as they built upon the earlier achievements with major campus endeavors of their own, as well as maintaining all of them. The volunteers included some with skills, plumbers, electricians, and so forth, but most of all, a lot of individuals with just a desire to help make a difference on the campus. The volunteers gradually evolved into three distinct groups: facilities, grounds, and audiovisual, which comprising what we call the campus team. Subsequently, a fourth group emerged, the Green Sanctuary, which promoted an environmentally sensitive approach to the campus development and maintenance. Over time, the pace and extent of campus work has ebbed and flowed, depending on the interest, the passion, and the capability of the volunteers, as well as their numbers and, of course, the task and the money available. Today, as in the past, there are always new and emerging projects addressed by the campus team, as well as the maintenance of past ones. And it is these activities that one witnesses the continuation of the amazing generosity of time and effort, so essential in the beginning of the campus and now. We are grateful for the opportunity to provide a glimpse of the activities and accomplishments of the volunteer groups gathered under the campus team umbrella. The first presentation will highlight those of the facilities, grounds, and audiovisual groups. The Green Sanctuary will be the focus of the second presentation. We are pleased to have this opportunity with these presentations to honor the many, many volunteers here and to thank them.
good morning again. I'm going to do something a little different, and what I want to do is be able to recognize my team here. I'm Donna Jewett, as I said, for the Green Sanctuary, but I have a number of people out there who have a sustainability poster. This was created by, yes, I'd like you to stand up, please. Hold up your poster and be recognized, because look around you and see all the people that have been helping with the Green Sanctuary. This was, thank you all so much. Great. And there's a list of people that's scrolling right now on the screen. And obviously, everyone can't be here, but I do want to recognize Sue Brinkerhoff, because she did so much over the years, and she's taking care of her husband Gil right now, and several others who are no longer here. But we've had a wonderful group of people, and we continue to have them, and I'd love to encourage you to join us, because we have a lot of fun, right? Yes. Hey, okay. So what is the Green Sanctuary? And what is the seventh principle? So our Green Sanctuary has been fulfilling the principle of the UUA, which is, as you can read, is the respect for the independent web of all existence for which we are a part, through the commitment of environmental sustainability practices through the process of environmental justice, worship and celebration, religious education, and sustainable living. So the stuff we do, as you can see what Bill had pointed out, but what they did is they helped us to achieve a accreditation, and we tried to get our accreditation, which we have not yet achieved because it's a lot of paperwork, let me put it that way. But we put in the solar, we've looked at how much electricity we've saved, $3,600 a year, and this is all with a grant with FPL, so we've had donations from the congregation, we've done other kinds of things like that. And we've had, and the team was formed way back in 2010 with 8 to 10 members, including Sue Brinkerhoff and a bunch of other people, and Mary Ann. And thanks to Bill and his team, the next slide, well, we have other energy efficient stuff going on. You saw some of the things that they've done, attic insulation, solar tube lighting, all kinds of things like this. All this makes a difference in saving our energy here. And this was made possible with a grant from Home Depot. So people ran out and got grants, which was great. So this Green Sanctuary has successfully advocated for all of these kinds of things to get us more energy efficient. And by doing all these things, we can say that we are green. We may not have that certification, but that's okay. We know we're green, and that's what's important. And we've had to do other things around the landscape as well, because that's part of the requirement. And we've put in Florida-friendly landscaping principles. And if you don't know, there's about 9 principles, but including, reducing our water, putting in shade trees, composting, rain barrels, and we put in an edible garden. So this has been a lot of fun. And we applied things like recycling, repurposing, reusing, water efficiency, as I said. We put in non-toxic cleaners, and we serve locally grown food and fair trade foods, and we try to continue on with that too. So our activities, we're getting certified, were instituted a long time ago. We had kids who were helping, and including a special program, and this was put, I don't have a slide for this, but Sue Brinkerhoff had a panel of people come and talk about climate conversation. When climate change was just, it's been around for a long time, but we made sure that people knew that it was happening. It was 2015, and they had renowned speakers come here, and it was amazing. And if anybody was here and attended that, they would have been blown away. We also teamed up with Transition Venice, and we hosted an edible landscape tour here. And we had a solar tour in Venice and Englewood, and I was part of that way back when, so that was kind of fun. So other activities have been included, and if you look out this Green Sanctuary window, please, I always sit in the front here so I can watch the butterflies and I watch the birds. We put in all kinds of plants so we can just enjoy nature, because that's what's here. That's what's part of our Green Sanctuary, and it's so beautiful out there. So when it's warmer, you can go out there and I'm sure go see them, but right now they may not be fluttering around here. And we also planted a tree. All right, this is our team working together, and we had Linda Nelson on the next one is a landscaper designer, and she and her husband Greg not only helped to provide the plants and help them plant them, but did the design for the pollinating garden and also for our edible garden. And we planted a tree for Sue Brinkerhoff, even though I think you should recognize people while they're still alive. I think it's very important because they need to be recognized, and she did a great job here. So, and also we've been doing stuff like an edible garden at the, over at Astor Linder. We've had people helping us mulching, power washing, cleaning the side, and thanks to Donna Schaefer and Pat Wellington, we've actually we started a mural that's going to continue on to help enhance the beauty of this. And we also had help from Sarasota Extension Service, who gave us earth boxes and put plants in this. We were growing peppers all summer long, by the way. We had herbs over there. If you had a chance to go and pick some, you would have had a great time. So this is a great system, by the way. I have one outside my condo. I grow my own herbs. They don't let me put plants in my garden, so I have my earth box. It's perfect. And guess what? And you don't have to water like once a week. That's really kind of nice. And it's in a container. So we can continue on doing that kind of thing. We now have 4 or 5 earth boxes there. So that's what's nice. So the edible garden was actually started in 2015 with Abby Gage, and she put in permaculture at that point. And we still have some of those trees. Look at Matt and Kim. I have to recognize them because they helped. We got composters for us. They did a lot of the work, and Jean is there, and Donna are all power washing and helping us with getting that ready. So in the next slide, it's going to show some of the things that we were doing as far as our garden. We've had star fruit. We have chaya, papaya, banana, cranberry hibiscus. We've got a lot of edible things out there. You guys have to come visit and come see what we have, and I can help teach you what you can plant in your own backyard. And because guess what? We're going to run out of food. That's the other thing that's happening. And you see what's happening in our society. And we had the kids enjoying planting, especially harvesting the fruits and vegetables, eating from them, and so they enjoyed this as in the past, but we have new kids coming to join us, I hope, and keep it going. So we also hosted a energy saving workshop, and this was with the Sarasota Extension Service. And it provided participants with $460 worth of energy-saving devices to put in their homes or condos. And if you were there, you got this. And I'm giving this to Tom, because Tom has spent more time with us getting this slideshow together, and I thank you so much. It's been a lot of work for all of us, but this is worth a lot of money, and it's a great way just to think about what you can do in your own house as far as saving water and electricity and all those kind of things. And we're going to do that again, I hope, so that'll be fun. And we also have Meatless Mondays. A lot of you have attended that, and we are having our next one is on January 8th, because we're not going to have it after New Year's, because no one will be there, right? But we also want to get out the message that it not only tastes good, but you can help save the planet by switching to meatless options, and you can be healthier at the same time, by the way. It's really great. So and it's a zero waste event. So our last message was, no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. Thank you so much for all your help.
Thank you all so much, and thank all of you for helping to keep our campus beautiful for everyone that comes here. It's a time in our service when we do our offering, and our offering words, as always, are offered with levity, because giving shouldn't hurt. A local UU congregation had a very, very old church building, and everybody knew the roof was leaking, but they kept putting off the repairs because of the cost. Finally, some areas of the ceiling in the sanctuary began to sag, and a contractor said it would cost $20,000 to fix all of the damage. The church called a panicked congregational meeting, and a wealthy but notoriously cheap member rose to speak to a collective gasp of surprise. And he spoke for a few moments about caring for the church and the value of generosity. and said that it pained him deeply, but he was going to go big. He was going to pledge a whole $30 toward fixing the roof. And just at that moment, a piece of ceiling fell and it hit him on the head, and there was a moment of annoyed silence. And from the back of the room, a little voice said, "Hit him again, Lord!" Now, I don't want to see anyone get hurt, so let's just give now, shall we? The morning offering will now be given and gratefully received. Thank you all so much for absolutely everything you do for the life and the work of this community. Because church is about community. It's about being human hands and human hearts coming here together to share our laughter and our tears. And we're entering into a time of sharing our joys and concerns. You can raise a hand. Someone will bring you a microphone. We ask that you share only with permission what is yours to tell. Before or during the service at any time, you can come up and light a candle at the candle table to commemorate something. During Joys and Concerns, we light them for you. So please raise a hand if you have something you want to share. Steve, we got one over here.
Okay. Thank you all. Last time I was up at this podium, I was giving a eulogy for my husband. It was 2 years ago. So it was very difficult for me to be here, I have to tell you, and I thank you for all your support. And it's wonderful to have this family and this community to help me through this.
Thank you. My name is Kim, and we'll try not to start crying, but my soulmate, my 16-year-old dog, the vet told me I need to help him make the journey across the Rainbow Bridge soon. So I'm having a hard time letting him go.
Sorry.
Got one more there behind you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I debated this. It was a year ago Christmas, my husband died. I have started living again. It's hard, and it's going to be a while. But I want to thank everyone here who's been my friend and helped me.
I've got a couple real quick while he's walking that way. One, we have hired a new campus administrator. So We are very excited. Her name is Eileen. She'll be starting this week. So keep your eyes posted. We'll let you know when she's going to be in the office so you can drop by and say hi.
Wonderful. I'm just so pleased this year is over. It has been not an easy one, but God damn it, it's over.
And I'm Donna Schaefer. My husband died 2 years ago on December 22nd, and so it was a very different celebration this year. I had a wonderful time being by myself. I meditated, I ate his favorite meal, which was pizza. I took a long walk, and I talked to him a lot that day, and it was a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you. My name is Cindy Bauman, and on Christmas Day, 51 years ago, a child that I was the other mother for numbers of years died. She was 11. She died on Christmas morning. Over those years that have followed, I have been involved in death and grief work and support groups that I've created and led, and I stepped up here, so it's a celebration for me, and I will be volunteering to work with and facilitate the death and grief program now that Ginny, what's her last name? We haven't been here long enough for me to learn everybody's two names. But I'm looking forward to it. In January, the meeting will be on January 10 at 1:30 in Asta Linder, and January 24, and you'll hear more about it later. Thank you.
Got another one over here, Steve? Y'all are messing with him now, aren't you?
It's only women standing up. Come on, guys. You know, it's interesting to stand here and be part of this congregation and community and be aware that many people have lost their spouses recently. But I have to speak to two things for anybody here, men, husbands or wives who've lost their spouses. I see you as mentors for the process going forward that we will all experience. But on the other hand, I have to add that I'm fortunate to have a companion in life who has been rescuing me from a lot of pickles I get myself into. This morning was only the most recent. He drove me to church with all the goodies, lemonade and those things. I said goodbye and he drove away with the goodies still in the car. So thanks to Pat Wellington's cell phone, he did have a message and he turned around and he returned, not quite in his pajamas, but his sweatshirt that says Iowa. And you know, he's a blessing to me every day, typically more than once in that day. So I hope we all sit here and share a sense that people do find ways to grieve and mourn in the best way that carries them forward. And for those of us who do have a companion and a partner, I pledge to be the best wife ever to John.
Good
morning. I'm Beverly Lieberman, and I just want to let everybody know that I'm very, very pleased that our search committee, who has worked hard and with tremendous support, we've gotten all the paperwork into the UUA early. In fact, we're one of the first to get it done, and now we are extremely hopeful. As of January 2nd, we should hear about candidates. So we're all crossing fingers and hoping for the best.
This is my husband, and I've never seen him move this fast in my life.
Anyone else? Going once, going twice. Thank you.
And I have two more small ones. I'd love to thank everyone who has been so kind over this last week and a half since I destroyed my poor ankle. Thank you all so much for all of the help, all of the kind thoughts. It has been so appreciated. The house is almost back to normal. And thank God Nancy is feeling better. There's still no surgery scheduled for her hip, but she's feeling better. So keep thinking good thoughts. And may the love of this community hold everyone who needs love and concern. May the light of our community shine on the broken places of the world. May we never look away when we're needed. May the grieving be comforted and the tired find rest. May the broken places be healed. And may those who are filled with joy and laughter be abundant.
Our reading this morning is called It Matters by Robert R. Walsh. I knew a man who had printed on his stationery this proverb, "Nothing is settled, everything matters." It established a certain ambience for reading his letters, as if to say, what you are about to read is to be taken seriously, but it is not final. I remember him and his proverbs sometimes, especially when it seems impossible to change the world or myself in any significant way, times like the beginning of New Year's. Sorry, Jim, I say, it's not true that nothing is settled. In the past year, choices have been made, losses have been suffered. There has been growth and decay. There have been commitments and betrayals. None of that can be undone. A year ago, no one knew whether during this year one person would become pregnant, another would get cancer, another would take a new job, another would have an accident. But now it is settled. One day this year, I was present just when someone needed me. Another day, I was busy doing something else when I was needed. One day, I said something to a friend that injured our relationship. Another day, I said something that enabled a person to see life in a new way. The best and the worst of those days is now written. All my tears of joy or sorrow cannot erase it. If I stay with my meditation long enough, the reply comes. Robbie, says Jim, you have misunderstood the proverb. It is true that you cannot escape the consequences of your actions or the chances of the world, but what is not settled is how the story turns out. What is not settled is what the meaning of your life will be. The meaning of a life is not contained in one act or one day or 1 year. As long as you are alive, the story of your life is still being told, and the meaning is still open. As long as there is life in the world, the story of the world is still being told. What is done, but nothing is settled. And if nothing is settled, then everything matters. Every choice, every act in the new year matters. Every word, every deed is making the meaning of your life and telling the story of the world. Everything matters in the coming year, and more importantly, everything matters today. Whoops, that's me too. Okay. So as our meditation, I am reading A Blessing for Risk Takers and Failures by Robin Tanner. If everything really matters, then it is important to bless every moment of our lives. Today we share in a blessing for losers, risk takers, all failures far and wide. Blessed are they who fall in the mud, who jump with gusto and rip the pants, who skin the elbows and bruise the ego, for they shall know the sweetness of risk. Blessed are they who make giant mistakes, whose intentions are good but impact is injured, who know the hot sense of regret and ask for mercy, for their hearts will know the gift of forgiveness. Blessed are they who have seen a D or an F or a C or any letter less than perfect, who are painfully familiar with the red pen and the labels as less than, for they know the wisdom in the imperfect. Blessed are they who try again, who dust off, who wash up, who extend the wish for peace, who return to sites of failure, who are dogged in their pursuit, for they will discover the secret to dreams. Blessed are they who refuse to listen to the naysayers, for their hearts will be houses for hope. Blessed are they who see beyond the surface of another, for they will be able to delight in the gift of compassion. Blessed are they who stop running the race to help a fellow traveler, who pick up the fallen, who run for injured life, for they shall know the kindness of strangers. And blessed are they who boldly abandon winning, for they shall know the path of justice. Amen. Please join me in 1 minute of silent meditation, thought, or prayer. We will now sing our next hymn, number 16, "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple." No? I apologize. Now we're having an interlude. Thank you for that beautiful interlude, which I almost didn't let you play. Now, please rise in body or spirit as you are willing and able, and join in singing number 16, "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple."
Somebody asked me a few months ago, wouldn't you love to be 22 again? 22 again. I said, with all the memories I've got now, right? And they said, oh no, just 22 again. I said, oh my God, no. Oh my Lord. I was an idiot at 22. They said, what about 30? I said, no, I wasn't much better. But it got me started thinking about time and time passing. I don't know if any of you are Star Trek fans. Do I have any Star Trek fans in here? All right, I got some. Back in 1994, there was a movie called Star Trek Generations. A lot of fun, brought the cast together. And there was a villain. His name was Tolian Soren, which sounds wonderful. Malcolm McDowell. Chewed the scenery, was doing great with the whole thing. And he quoted from a poem in there. And the poem is called Calmly We Walk Through This April's Day. It's by Delmore Schwartz. And he tells the hero, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, they say time is the fire in which we burn. And Tolian Soren is obsessed with time and destroyed by time. He can't let go of the past and move into a productive future. He lays waste to absolutely everything in his path in an effort to get back to a time when he was happy. And I've always wondered if he ever read any more of the poem. Because the last stanza says this, every minute bursts in a burning room. The great globe reels in the solar fire, spinning the trivial and the unique away. How all things flash, how all things flare. What am I now that I was then? May memory restore again and again the smallest color of the smallest day. Time is the school in which we learn. Time is the fire in which we burn. Those last two lines are the important bit. Time is the school in which we learn. Time is the fire in which we burn. Sitting here right now, we're all a little older. A little more of us has been burned away. After this last couple of years, some of us feel a little scorched. We're standing in a place between the now and the not yet. And some of us may long, absolutely long, for Tolian Soren's solution. He just refuses to budge. He found the moment when he was happy, and he refused to let go of it, even though it had long since vanished. He found the fire of time. He just refused to enter the school. He'd rather burn than learn. Starting over was something he never considered. He never dared to be a phoenix, the mythical bird that burns to ash and then rises and starts again. Today's the last day of the old year. And I want to talk about both the fire and the learning, about having the guts to start over as many times as you need to, because I want you to be the phoenix. We spend a lot of time around this time of the year with fire festivals. We just finished Hanukkah on the 15th. The common version you hear about that fire festival is the miracle. There was oil for a lamp, except there wasn't enough, and the oil burned for 8 days instead of the 1 day. Enough time for the temple to be cleaned and reconsecrated, and new holy oil to be found. It's a beautiful, fun story. It's a fairly minor Jewish holiday, as Jewish holidays go. And the story you hear the most was written generations after the actual battle that holiday is based on by rabbis. It can be dated by the language that got used. But we get told that the fire is the important part, the miracle. That story was originally the story of a military battle by the Maccabees. It's not in the Torah. It's a very human story. It told Jews that a group of Jews beat the big bullies. But later rabbis wanted a miracle, so they wrote one. They found the flashy part. They found the fire. They made it less about the fact that it was a bunch of human beings who made a miracle happen. Their choices to refuse to quit, to refuse to give up, to refuse to be defined, made a miracle happen. Regardless of what we believe about the supernatural, we're called to act. We're called to do things. We're called to change the world in big and small ways. And they did that. The story of the birth of Jesus is another similar one. Remove the supernatural, and what you get is a powerful story about a man. And when the stories were written, they emphasized his humanness. He was not a 9-foot-tall angel or some amazing heavenly being with a ring of eyes. He wasn't a pillar of fire or a column of smoke. He was human. And while he may have performed miracles, people weren't coming to see him because they heard about the miracles. They didn't see on CNN that he raised the dead. They weren't afraid he was going to smite them with a thunderbolt. They came to hear a human message that it was okay to do better. It was okay to change the path you were on. It was okay to love your neighbor. The authors of that story wanted people to identify with a poor family and a poor man. Hanukkah, Christmas, the New Year, they all remind us of the fire and the learning we do in every year. The light returns, and it's not a mystic, far-off concept. Time burns away illusion. Time refines personality. Time teaches us who we are and what we can do. The fire in our hearts burns away the things we are ready to be done with and pushes us to learn more, to do more. And then we rise like that phoenix and we start over. We are on a cycle, just like the wheel of the year. And every year we're wiser and braver, except for the years when we're not. Fire is a contradiction. It warms us, and it can burn down a house. It refines and it burns away impurity and metal, and it destroys wood. It's cozy to sit beside, and it gets so comfortable we never leave again. We light up the house and then we refuse to go out in the darkness. This has been a challenging year in many ways, but we have learned so much. As we go forward, it's time to recognize the duality. It's time for a fire of commitment to burn in our hearts, to do better, to be better, to enjoy more, to love more, to have the guts to step out of the comfort zone and let go of the things that don't serve you anymore. It's time for a fire of love and acceptance to burn in our eyes so we can see our neighbors clearly and hold them closely, recognizing them for who they are, not who we want them to be. And I could say the same of ourselves when we look in the mirror. So let the new year burn away all that would hold you back and carry light into the darker places of the world. Begin again in fire. Begin again in love. Start over as many times as you need to, and then like the phoenix, rise up again. I hope you have an absolutely amazing new year. Now we are running out of time, so we are going to do, well, we're out of time. We're going to try to do 2 verses of Building a New Way. I know this is not a familiar one. Lisa's going to play heavy on the melody, or on the, she's going to try to give you a line to follow there the first time through, and then she'll play the whole thing with the chords hard the second time through. Let's do the best we can on it. So we are going to rise in body or spirit as we are willing and able, and give number 1017 a shot. Thank you for giving it a shot. Having let go, set our intentions, named our curiosity, committed our energy, and given ourselves over to lives of balance, purpose, and meaning, let us begin again in love. Peace, sashay, and may it be so. Amen. I snuck up here because we have announcements, and I don't want to let you leave until you've heard them. It's a new year. There's a lot going on. The first announcement is a reminder to stick around for sermon chat here in the sanctuary today. Meatless Monday is not tomorrow, but January 8th.
Also, this is in regard to our January 20th celebration. Please sign up as soon as possible, as there is a deadline. And the invitation has also been extended to the Social Justice Alliance members. The numbers have to be into Plantation given to Plantation by Serena no later than January 10th. So they must be in by January 9th. So time's running out. There has been a change in the keynote speaker for that celebration. Dr. Dale Anderson, who is a strong advocate for saving our democracy for many years, and he's on the board of the National UUA Social Justice Board. He has been involved in helping UU churches set up democracy action teams, and his topic will be your personal plan to help save our democracy. I hear he was the president of UU Sarasota also for a while. The luncheon will be a plated luncheon, not a buffet, so please be sure to check the menu out on the lanai. You can pick between chicken, salmon, or a vegetarian option, and you have to select your entree when you sign up. So get out there and sign up, but not until you've heard the rest of the announcements. Okay. Next Sunday at 9 a.m. in Astelinder, ARE will start. Come discuss Skeptics and Believers, Religious Debate in the Western Intellectual Tradition. That sounds like an interesting discussion. The first annual UCOV lip sync competition, when and where? Friday, January 26th in the church sanctuary. Doors open at 5. Sandwiches will be catered by Publix, and they will be available at 5. The show starts at 6. Admission is $15 per person, or 2 for $25. BYOB. How do banned books affect our library system? Come join us for a Q&A on Tuesday, January 9th at 2 p.m. in the sanctuary. The Death and Grief Group, as you heard before, will begin again under the guidance of Cindy Bauman on Wednesday, January 10th at 1:30 in Astelinder. And last but not least, don't forget to sign up for Build Your Own Theology or Spiritual Practices, 2 separate things, starting soon. Check the calendar or talk to Kathy Avery. So, lots on the calendar. Go check it out. Thank you for staying late. Yeah, oh, John, I forgot you. Even though you reminded me. You know, I'm having a day.
I'll try to be brief. Myself and Reverend Amy are on the current board of Venice Interfaith Community Association. A number of you here have been... Thank you, Steve. So I'm John Van Camp, and currently myself and Reverend Amy are on the board of directors of the Venice Interfaith Community Association. A number of you here have been past members of that. As a matter of fact, we here at UCOV helped start the Venice Interfaith Community Association. And for a number of years now, they've held a winter series. I gave each of you, it was on your seat, a pamphlet of the forthcoming, and I thought that the topic is particularly important, turning passionate polarization into compassionate community. So it's a series of 3. You can attend 1, 2, or 3 that will be held at Nahr Hall, which is United Church of Christ Church at 7 o'clock. I want to pay particular attention to the third one. The third one is, if you will, A Walk to Respect. That was a play about Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass that was held at the Kennedy Center, and it was to a phenomenal success. It was videotaped, and that videotape is now available, and it's going to be held. And it's that debate. It's Douglass, who was concerned about slavery, and Lincoln, who wanted to preserve the nation, had differing perspectives, but they found a journey together. And that's what this will be, finding a journey together. And afterwards, the actors will be there to lead a discussion about A Walk to Respect. Thanks very much. There are flyers. There are more flyers in the hall. And if any of you have a community association that you want to give these to, please do. You have to register online. You have to hit that QR code in order to pre-register. Thanks very much.